What is up, everybody? Welcome to beautiful Valmont Bike Park in Boulder, Colorado. Although we're at Valmont today, that is not what this video is about. But I wanted to take a moment to address you guys personally today before we get into the video, because this video is not like a lot of the videos that I post. This video is going to be extremely gritty, extremely real. It takes place directly after the two worst crashes of my life, which happened at the end of the season last year. I pulled out a camera, I sat down right after I dislocated my shoulder, and I said what was on my mind. Now, this is not going to be the funnest video you've ever seen on the channel, and if you're already thinking this isn't for you and all you're going to do is bring negativity down in the comments because you've never crashed and you ride perfectly every day, just click off now. But for everyone that has crashed and has lost confidence and has had an injury that you've had to recover for, you've been off the bike, you know how this feels, and you know the type of thoughts that go through your head after you biff it, you might be interested in this video. I was not initially going to put this video out by any means. I've hung on to this already for over a year, and I just recently put this on Patreon. I feel like that's a safe place, and I'm comfortable with everyone on there. That's exactly the type of video that I like to share. But I got such a resounding, just a flood of positive comments of people relating and people thankful that I was keeping it real. Because let's be honest, there's not, on YouTube, there's a lot of stuff that people just gloss over, the bad stuff. And, someone's got to keep it real. I'm down to do that, always. So because of the outpouring on Patreon, I thought, this is something that I got to share with everybody. I have to. And I know it's not going to be a popular video. I know that. I don't care. I don't do any of this just for the views. I think this will make a difference in someone's day today. And that's why I want to put this up. So without further ado, here's 25 minutes of me just being an absolute defeated rider and what was going through my head immediately after my two worst crashes ever. Oh, and I will say this is not just a random video. This pertains to the video that I'll put out tomorrow. So yeah, I'll see you guys there. What's up, guys? Man, I don't know if I want this to be a video. I don't know what I'm gonna say, but this is man, this is tough. But I don't know even why I'm making this, but I don't know. Maybe it'll make me feel better in the future. Maybe I feel like reaching out to you guys. So, I don't know if I'm going to post this. I don't know when I would, but you guys may or may not know at that time that just a week and a half ago I had a really bad wreck, a really scary wreck in Fruta, and it really, really shook me. And I don't know, it's been tough coming back from that. And I'm here sitting in Arkansas, and I don't even really know where, out here riding with Seth, and I was just starting to feel like myself again. I was riding, I was having fun. I was able to get over the mental, hurdle, and having a really good time hanging out with Brian and Seth, and just feeling like myself again. Man, this is going to be a hard video not to cuss in. So I came out for a backcountry ride with Seth. Let's see, does it say up there? No, we're at the Ozark St. Francis National Forest. Like, it's supposed to be a fun backcountry ride. Anyway, we go out and we're having a blast, and we're dicking around, you know, just as always. And it's like it's so funny. It's so ironic because Seth had just crashed, and we were laughing because he was fine. We were laughing, and he's like, you know, you go in front so you can take the next crash. Well, less than like 2 minutes later, like I just go over this rock, this little rock ridge, like a cool natural trail feature, and I come off of it, and I just get stuffed up. The front wheel goes in, travel goes through, and like I go over the front, like no big deal. It's leaves and rocks and stuff, but I stick my arms out, and I landed, and I just dislocated my shoulder. Just cannot believe it. Like, you know, you have this feeling that you can rewind time. You're like, God, wish you could. Like, come on. Did that really just happen? I just land there like, I can't believe it, man. Just talk about a bad run. So, thank goodness Seth was there. I've seen a YouTube video, I think, of someone putting a shoulder back in. So, like, we put my shoulder back in right there on the trail. Seth put his foot in my armpit. I think I had seen that somewhere. I thought it was a good idea. And then he was able to pull on my arm hard enough, and then it just goes, whoop. It's the weirdest feeling ever. And so my shoulder's back in, but I'm like, that's not why I'm making this video. I just wanted to get a, man, I don't even know. I say video. I don't know if I'm going to put this. This is so, like, the feelings you get after something like that is really what I wanted to talk about, because, like, so many thoughts are going through my head. And the same thing with the last crash. You start to feel so, like, you never feel you're, like, so vulnerable. Like, am I a terrible rider? Is that why I keep having accidents? Like, that's the first thing that goes through my head. Seth and I were both filming, and I'm like, man, this is freaking embarrassing. Like, super embarrassing. Just a lot of defeating thoughts. And yeah, like, why? Why does this keep happening? I just keep thinking that. I'm like, God, do I need to stop riding for a while? Is it the end of the season, and am I too tired? Do I just need to stop riding? I'm not doing, like, I don't do things just for the camera. I'm always me when I'm filming. Like, I don't do any of this for YouTube. I don't do anything for views. I ride the way I always ride. I ride what I want, and I film it because I think so that I can share it with you guys, so I can bring you guys along for the ride. But it's not. I don't go do stuff I wouldn't do. Like, it's not because of the camera. It's like I just went to the ER. Like 5-6 days ago, I was in the ER, and I probably should go back, but I don't think I'm going to. ER is expensive. I keep thinking, like, God, what have you done this time? You know, not going to be able to ride in North Carolina. But, you know, I think the initial instinct is to blame yourself for a crash. But, like, I was riding my bike. I was doing what I do every day. And, you know, you do that, you need to accept. You just have to accept. Like, you know it's just going to happen sometimes. Like, you know it. And, you know, so a couple things I've learned. I've had, I've wrecked quite a bit, and these are the things I've learned. A, the emergency room is normally not worth it. The emergency, all they do is generally tell you what you've already done. Like, I've broken bones before. I once broke my arm and ribs in Atlanta. In this downhill, there's like this one big hill in Atlanta, and I was there alone. I was hitting this downhill trail with massive drops, and that's why I was working on drops purposefully, and I hit this drop, and I totally screwed it up, and I fell like 13 feet to flat, and I broke my arm and my ribs, and I was alone. And I'll tell you what, it was one of the hardest crashes I've had. It wasn't so scary because I knew exactly what happened. I didn't fall on my head. I knew I messed up my arm and my ribs, and I wasn't like curious. Like, my last crash, I hit my head, which is the scariest thing. And I had to take myself out of that. That was hard because I had to climb all the way up the hill with my bike. And then the actual hardest thing was putting the bike back up on my roof. I sat there for like 10 minutes hoping someone was going to come into that parking lot. And then I teared up putting that thing up. Oh my God, I remember it so vividly. It hurt so bad because it was my left arm, and my 3 ribs on my left that I broke. And I put that bike up, and I'll tell you what, it was a carbon bike. That didn't mean shit. That thing was still heavy. And I drove my ass to the nearest Walgreens and got an arm brace because I knew I'd broken my arm, and I put it on, and I went home. I didn't go to the ER because all the ER ever does is they'll take the x-rays and be like, oh yeah, you broke your arm and you broke your ribs. We don't do anything about that, but we'll tell you they're broken, and then we'll help you get a appointment with a specialist. So I just went home. I laid in bed. I was staying with my little brother at the time, and he got home from school. He's in college, and I was like writhing in pain. And he's like, man, are you okay? Do I need to take you to the hospital? I said, no. I'm going to make an appointment and go to the specialist where they actually do something. And that's what I did. So number one, don't go to the ER. They're just going to take $250 from you. And then unless it's like a life-threatening thing, if you're like bleeding out, go to the ER. If you've hit your head, go to the ER. But if you're pretty certain what you've done, ER ain't worth it. Just go get your specialist. Maybe I should make a disclaimer. I live on the road, and I am like super frugal, and I can't just go see a doctor because I don't know. It's hard to explain, but like I can't just afford to be going to the doctor all the time. So if you're a kid and you have a family and they're gonna pay for you to go to the hospital and like you have really good insurance, go to the ER. Don't do what I do. Oh man, yeah, don't do what I do. Okay, so like, don't listen to me. Okay, but anyway, that aside, second thing I've learned is it's never as bad as it seems right away. So don't freak out. Keep your cool. Seth said the same thing. He said, man, you stayed so cool during that. I said, yeah, I mean, I've been injured before, and your initial reaction is to freak out. Well, freak out. Don't do it. Just makes things worse. Time heals everything, even in the short term. So your instincts are to freak out, but keep your cool, and you'll be smarter, and you'll be more calm and collected, so you can act as you need. And that's a really, really important thing when faced with an emergency. I stayed calm. I figured out what had happened, and like I talked to Seth about how we were gonna fix it. Freaking out doesn't accomplish anything, and I know it's so tempting. So yeah, that's super important. And it's not easy. Like, I think you got to do it a few times. You know, like when I broke my arm and my ribs, when I fell on the ribbon and like landed on my head, I really wanted to freak out. But the productive thing to do was I needed to get off the trail. I needed to go ice things. I needed to get off of my feet so that my muscles could relax. And you know, if you need, I might need to go see a doctor. You know, and staying calm during those is what it's just invaluable. Let's see. I think I touched on already the third thing. The third thing is just time heals everything. Give it time. If you're hurt, don't think about immediately like I'm on a road trip, and the first, like, one of the things that I can't help but to think is like, man, and I'm with Brian and I want to show him a good time. He flew all the way out here for a road trip, and something that just I can't get out of my head is you've ruined this road trip for both you and Brian, and like that just like kills me. But you know, give it a couple days. We've got some time. Brian's totally cool. He understands, and you just got to give it time to heal and make the best of your situation. You know, laugh about it a little bit. Not so easy right away. I was having a giggle with Seth once we got it back in. And I'm sure I'll laugh later. Like, I gotta go work later tonight, and I gotta work tomorrow. Like, work. I haven't told you guys what I do yet. I teach. I teach. It's pretty funny video for that to come out. I teach high school students. I teach test prep, SAT and ACT online. Which is why I can do it from anywhere. Yeah. So don't really know what the point of this video is. Maybe I'm just looking for some encouraging words. But I think it's times like this. This is totally cliche. But I think it's time. I genuinely do. I genuinely do believe it's times like this that define who you are. You know, it's so easy to be okay. It's easy to be fine. When life is good, it's totally easy to be a good person and strong. But when things don't go your way, that's when the true you comes out. You know? Like when you're uncomfortable. That's something I love about being on the road. I'm always uncomfortable. I'm never... Actually, I take that back. I'm staying with someone in Arkansas, a sub of Brian. Thank you, Jack. Incredibly nice place. I am extremely comfortable. I've had the best sleep in like the whole year in this bed. But generally, not genuinely this time, I'm uncomfortable, you know, in one way or another. I'm living out of my car, and I think that's good. It keeps me on my toes, and it makes me appreciate every nuance. Like anytime, like good meal, a good sleep. Like these are the simplest things that people take for granted, and I 100% recognize and appreciate them when I get them, and like even good company, man. I get lonely all the time, and it really, like, I just am okay. I'd say, you know, this, like, feeling lonely, you know, feeling these emotions, feeling the downside of them is not a terrible thing. It's part of life, and it really, really enhances when you have it good, when you have the other side, the sweet, not the sour. So, I keep that in mind when something like this happens. Like everyone's initial reaction is just to get low, and it hurts and it sucks and it's painful, and I'm embarrassed, and I'm I'm wondering if I should stop riding for a while. But what I really need to do is just stay strong and take care of what I need to take care of, and laugh about it a little bit. Like, it's so counterintuitive. Like, just have a laugh, and just remember what you've learned. Time's gonna heal it. You don't, like, do your due diligence. I have a brother-in-law that's a doctor. The only time we ever talk is when I send him a text. I'm like, hey, I fell on my head. What should I do? This is what I'm feeling. Am I okay? I'm gonna text him later today. I'll be like, I dislocated my shoulder. I got it back in, but do I still need to go see a doctor? Is there like any blood flow issues? Like, what do I do? So I'm sure he's like, dude, can't you just text me and say hey? Thanks, Patrick. But yeah, I think this is where you show your mettle. And if there's one thing I want to say in this video is, let's stay strong. Even when things aren't going well, keep your head up and fight. Things aren't always easy, but they're not meant to be. It makes it so much better when things are good. When I asked you guys the other day about how everyone was doing, when I asked you guys the other day about how everyone was doing on the horse thief video, I genuinely meant that. And some people wrote back that they weren't doing fantastic. And I feel for you, because in all my videos up till this one, I've been doing fantastic, and I'm lucky for that. I'm super happy, really loving what I'm doing. I'm really enjoying making YouTube videos, and love the idea that this could be something I do for a long time. And I thought of you guys, and I really wanted to encourage you to stay positive and keep fighting, because it's worth it. You'll get through it. You will, and you'll live to ride another day, as Brian says. Man, things can suck, but then things can be so good. Life, just ups and downs, roller coaster, But I'd rather have the roller coaster, rather than just be straight across, ups and downs, baby. Can't have the sweet without the sour. What would Brian's shirt say? Pain and pleasure. Maybe not pain. Ooh, I don't like pain. But yeah, that's what makes life rich, is having all of the things, all of the feelings, all the emotions, like all good and bad, boring and exciting. You gotta have it all. And today was the bad. Today is the not. Today is a bummer, but tomorrow might be great. I'm gonna make the most of this while even while it's happening. So, with that, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go get some ice for my shoulder. It's my left shoulder. I might just put this out, just a whatever video, just to get to you guys. Like, yeah, I think I might, just to say hey. It's Saturday. Maybe I'll put this out tomorrow. and I'll just put up my standard, my regular scheduled one on Tuesday. Both about Rex. Ridiculous. But this doesn't change a thing. You still know what you got to do. Live free. Ride hard. And even though it's tough, get stoked. I'll see you next time, guys. Woo! That's kind of difficult for me to watch, I gotta be honest. Very, very tough part of my life. And it's crazy to see it now from this side and see where I've been and where I've come. It's pretty cool. I'm pretty proud of the recovery. So that video is gonna set up for an even bigger video tomorrow. Along the same lines of me triumphing over struggle and conquering my demons from these 2 really bad crashes last year. So tomorrow's video will have it'll be more riding footage, and it'll be, we'll be out on the trail back to more of a regular programming. But I don't know, this probably was a terrible idea to put this on YouTube, but hey, it's done now. If you enjoyed it, I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, whatever, sorry. All right, but I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Another video back to back. And until then, you know what to do. Live free, ride hard, get stoked. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, Crested Butte videos just ended. Now it's time for my road trip with Seth, baby. Patrons, you should be expecting patron cuts ASAP up on there. If you guys are interested in seeing those extended cuts early before anyone on YouTube sees them, hop on to Patreon. I'll be posting them there first. And yeah, all right.